Hello everyone and welcome to the Indian scripting language tutorial with me, John Parker, and
Me, Jack Herring, and today we are now looking at, what was it again? What were we looking at?
listening.
Listening events, or whatever you call them, in Second Life. So basically, it's just communication between objects and people within any region, basically. Any region, I suppose, from other regions as well, yes?
Yes, you can use region communication, yes.
So, let's get started.
Okay, then.
All yours.
So, we start off with our basic cube. And you see all like that? Fine, Jack, yeah?
Yep.
Good. So we get rid of these, don't need them. Okay. So, communication between prims in Second Life is actually not that hard to understand. There is one new event that we need to learn, and that is the listen event. And this event fires only when it detects communication on a certain channel. And you can tell it whatever channel you want, or it could be multiple channels, depending on what messages you want to receive. But it will pick up messages from all different channels, as long as you filter out the right ones. So if you know the channel number, you can listen to it.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense.
listen has a certain signature. It is, you put listen, bracket, and then the first parameter is the channel, so integer channel. The second parameter is the name of the object or avatar that was speaking, so we just put name. The next parameter is I think it's the ID, the key, the ID of the avatar or the object that sent the message. And then the final one is the message, which is also a string. So that's what you should remember. Or you don't have to learn it off by heart, of course. You can use the wiki to keep copying and pasting that signature. It's not that important. Just know that it's integer, string, key, string. In that order. Okay, so there we go. That's literally our listen event. Now what our prim will do is listen to any messages it can on any channel. To start off with, I'm going to just scan for only channel 0, which is, of course, as I said 2 videos back, the public channel. So if the channel is 0, then just say the message out to us. So, like that. Now, this might cause a bit of a recursion. I'm not sure whether or not this will cause like some sort of loop, because we're sending the message on channel 0. So what I'm going to do is actually, to prevent that, just in case, I'm going to do LL instant message instead, because I do not want it to be spamming us with the same message over and over again. So if I save that now, hopefully on my screen people will be able to see. Jack, if you just have a message in chat, just any message you like.
Okay.
It didn't work. Oops!
What?
Oh, I'm a noob. Sorry.
What did you
Listening
forget?
doesn't work without the LL listen function. I don't know why I forgot that. I'm not thinking straight. Okay, so in the state entry function, I'm going to make an LL listen call. In here, the LL listen function actually maps to this. So you see I've got integer channel, name, key ID, and message. Well, in LL listen, it's the same parameters. But because we want to only listen on channel 0, we're going to put a 0 there for the channel part. For the name, we don't care. It doesn't matter who sends the message, we want to receive it. So we're going to leave it as a blank string. For the ID, we don't care. We're going to leave it as a blank string. And for the message, we don't care. Leave it with a blank string. Now, what these parameters here do, and that one does as well, think of these as filters. So basically, if I put in this one, which is the ID, LL get owner, what will happen is it will only listen to messages from me. Okay? But because we want to listen to everybody, we'll just put it as blank, like that.
Question.
Yes.
Do you, or when the listen event, do you always have to have integer channel, string name, key ID, string message?
Yes.
Are they essential for it to work?
Absolutely. These names, the actual names of the variables, are not essential. These are. So as you can name these whatever you like, but it must be integer, string, key, and string.
In that order as well?
Yes, and you have to know you have to know what they mean. So that's definitely the channel, that's the name, that's the ID of the person or object that sent it, and that's the message.
Just like declaring variables, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So here we are. We're just saying when the state becomes active. So when we save this, start listening on channel 0, and it doesn't matter about anything else. Just start listening. Any messages on channel 0, send it to this. So then we say, okay, if the channel 0, send me personally what it said. So now if I save this, wait a second. And okay, now decipher message on chat, Jack. Now I don't know whether people will see this because your camera might be hiding it. Ooh. Ooh.
What did you do?
Sorry, yeah. Here's another thing that you guys need to know. There's an error, and it says invalid key passed into instant message. LL detected key can't be used here. Listen does not allow for using detection functions. You have to use this, the ID parameter. I was dumb there. That's the whole purpose of that ID parameter, by the way. It tells you what object or what avatar sent the message. We need to use that, not... Oh no, actually no. I can just use LL get owner. Because I want to send the message to myself, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to send the message back to you. It wouldn't make sense. Okay, so I use that. But you can either use ID or LL get owner there. Okay, now try it. Eventually we'll get there. Now, there we go. Now, I don't know whether people can see this, but it says... Mimir says, hello, John, and then it says, object, hello, John. So basically, I just got the message sent to me twice. One on the local chat, and two using LL instant message here. Okay? So basically, it picked up your message and sent it back to me.
Now, this might be interesting for the viewers watching. Let's say, for example, that cube was our TARDIS exterior.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, some exteriors, like HO and NLS, enable use so that the when the doors are open, obviously the TARDIS can actually hear what's being said around it and can transmit back inside.
That's exactly how it works. It uses the listen to pick it up on channel 0, and then it uses the LL HTTP request function to send a request to the interior to spurt it out into the console.
Great spy message as well, spy box as well, isn't it?
Yes, and you can do it back and forth. I think certain consoles do that. I think NLS have that, where you can send a message in the console and it'll output it outside. And by the way, Jack, with our new system, we'll be able to do that.
Yes, we will.
Okay, dokie then.
Okay, continue.
So that's the basic, channel 0, fine. Right, I'm going to close that for now. I'm going to make a new object right next to it. I'm going to call this object Object 2 because, naming purposes. And in this object, I'm going to go ahead and make another listen script. I'm going to do the LL listen, but this time, instead of doing public channel, I'm going to do, channel 1. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of touch start. I'm going to just have listen, integer, and I like to shorten things up, so I'm just going to put C, N, ID, and M, because I can't be able to type channel message, or channel name, ID message. You know what they mean now. So if C equals 1, now I'm going to go LL, I might as well do it on the side because it'll just go straight to me. This is the message I received from the other box, colon, plus M, which M of course is the message that they sent. Okay, so this we'll call LL on a side. By the way, function, guys, I don't think I described this function. All it is imagine it using LL say, but without specifying the channel. It just goes straight to me. That's all it does. It basically just sends a message to me.
Also, general interest here. Like in PHP, you can do /n to make a new line.
Yes, you can do that. Yes, I can do that. In fact, for demonstration purposes, I'll do 2/n's there. We should put it on 2 new lines.
Cool.
Okay. So if I save that, then nothing should happen. Okay, now in this box, I'll open this script up. I'll change that to channel 1. Actually, no, we don't even need to use the listener here. We can just delete all this now. When we touch it, we'll send the message to the other box. I'm going to use LL Whisper because we don't need to shout it out or say it. I'll do it on channel 1, and I'll go, hello, other box. Okay, save that. So we're sending a message on channel 1, hello, other box. We're whispering it around the box, so this box should pick it up. So now, when I click this box, this message I received from the other box, hello other box. You'll notice that the 2/n's didn't work here. That is, I don't know whether that's a bug or whether that's just how Second Life likes to do no new lines, but I think you can only have one new line. It's put a little bit of a space there, so perhaps you need to put a space in between it. I don't know, let's have a look. Oh no, sorry, put the space there because of my space there. I'll put a space in between them just to see whether or not that triggers it to use 2/n's. Try that again. Yes, there we go. So unfortunately, there is a tiny bit of a. I don't know whether it's a bug or whether it was done on purpose, but you have to put something in between the slash ends for it to register it as two slash ends. So for how many ones you want, you have to put in a space in between, like that.
That makes perfect sense. That's not an issue.
Well, many programming languages don't do that. They just literally let you put it like that. But obviously with LSL, they have not allowed that. So there we go. But as you saw, Jack, the message came through, didn't it? The box picked it up and splitted it out to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So that sends a message, that picks it up. You can see which one's picking it up as well because it's got the spinny things around it.
Cool.
And that is literally the basics of listening. Now, there is a memory issue here.
What memory issue?
LL Listen will constantly listen for messages on channel 1. But technically, you don't want it to be constantly, you know, listening sometimes, because the more it listens, I think it says on the wiki, the more you listen, the more lag it could cause. Like if you had loads of listeners everywhere, they can slow the server down a bit, which is expected. It's like using up resources, isn't it? So a way to fix that is I can make it so that this box only listens when you touch it. So I can go touch start. You've already seen this, guys, before. I think it's none. Yep. And when you touch it, I can then use the LL Listen. Okay. But I have to make something called a handle to this listen call. This returns an integer, you see, and I call it a handle. It's basically a reference to that particular listen event. So you make an integer up here. So you call it my listener, for example.
Okay.
And you say my listener equals LL Listen. And it saves the ID of your listen event into here, so that later on, when we pick the message up, we can immediately LL remove listen. Is it remove listen or is it listen remove? Listen remove, sorry. Listen remove. There we go, it's changed colour now, I know it's right. My listener. So what's going to happen here is it starts to listen when you touch it, puts it into here so that we know that that's the listen event we're talking about. When we pick the message up, we say the message to me and then remove the listener. And as soon as it removes it, it no longer starts listening for the message. Okay? And we can prove this because when I save it. So to start with, nothing happens. If I click this box, it doesn't matter what's happening, it will not pick it up. But as soon as I click this box, and then I click this box, it comes out. If I click it again, it doesn't do it anymore because it's deleted the listener. Yeah?
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Now, there is only one exception to having to use the remove listen function, and that is if you really do want an object that's constantly listening to messages, then you have to do that. You have to leave it open. In fact, the TARDIS, I believe, does have that happening with the doors, because the doors have to constantly ask, you know, oh, is there any messages that I need to listen to? Is there any opening I need to listen to? But as long as you don't use thousands of them on the land, you're not going to cause a lag. It should be fine. But that's best practice. And that literally is, guys, pretty much what you can do. LL Whisper, LL Say, LL Shout, they will all use, all those three will be able to use whatever channel you want. And LL Listen, LL Listen Remove, and the Listen Event are the wanting to use on the opposite one. And yes, before anybody asks, you can have Listen Events in both objects so they can talk to each other together. You just got to make sure you put them in the right order, and make sure you use the LL Whisper, Say, and Shout on both objects to send messages between each other.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it, Jack, I think, for listening.
Wow.
I think next episode we could do about LL Dialogue, you know, the dialogues.
So, just some things to run through here as well before we head off. Basically, if you used to use this in a TARDIS state, would you have to have it so that obviously the doors would be the trigger? Could you just have it the doors closed and that you just press a button and the script activates? And that's it? The exterior just sits there and just listens?
Yes. As long as you control where the listen event is called.
Let's say, for example, in the TARDIS, in the interior, there's a button called intercom.
Yeah.
Press it.
Yeah.
Then the exterior script, the listen script, activates.
Yep.
And then just starts listening and feeding through messages.
Yep.
And obviously press it again and it turns it off, kills it.
Yeah. That's exactly how it would work.
Also...
So...
Oh, no, continue. What was you saying?
I was just about to say, it would work by, you press the button, it sends a message to the exterior using an LHTTP request to activate its script. It starts listening. Whoever starts typing gets through. It sends it back using hello HTTP request to the interior to send the message out. It sends the message out. And then when you turn the button off, it basically sends another message to the exterior to say shut up and stop listening. And that's pretty much how it would work. Carry on.
Now, the one last thing would be, is it possible to send these messages to an IM?
Yes. You would just use the listen event and use the as I did before, LL instant message. So every time you picked up a message, you can just spurt it out to the messenger. However, you cannot listen to all channels at the same time. You do have to have the ID of the channel that you're using. You can do multiple listens, but there is a maximum amount that Linden Lab restricts. So you can't listen to every single one, because I do believe the maximum range is like 2 million or something, or just over 2 million. There's a lot of channels that it has access to, and that's based on the integer value. Yeah, Karen.
Well, I suppose really all you need to do is just listen to channel 0, which is what it's the type in chat. You haven't got to listen to anything else, have you?
No, not for the exterior idea.
Because what I was thinking was, which other people might want to pursue. Let's say, for example, you've created a group especially for TARDIS exterior listening.
Yes.
Could you, in theory, send those messages not to an IM person, but to an IM group?
Do you know, I haven't got a clue whether or not L Instant Message allows you to take a group ID in there. Let me just have a very quick skim of the documentation. See. It's only indicating that it can do avatar UIDs.
Because it'd be like having a folder in Outlook, for example, where all your certain emails go into. It'd be quite cool, I would.
It would be, but then again, is that Linden Lab really gonna think that way? The only group functions I can see is LL Sane Group and LL Detected Group, which detect whether or not the avatar's in the same group and which group it's in. But I suppose what I could do, just give me one tick. When I click this, I'll get rid of this for now. LL say 0 string LL Detected Group. This will just tell me what my group ID is, which is the Naviporters one I'm currently signed to, and then I'll see if I can send a message to it. Probably won't work, but
1.
Okay.
You don't think the other box is interfering with that, do you?
No, it's not. It can't know anyway. I don't know. This is new to me. I've never messed with groups before. Detected group. What's it do? Wow. There we go. Returns an integer that is true if the detected object or agent is the same active group as the prim. So basically, Jack, no, we can't get the group's ID, and therefore we can't send messages to the group directly.
Never mind.
Sorry about that.
Either way, that is all good. But you can definitely send them to an actual IM.
Well, you saw me do that earlier, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, if you want to extra prove it, because I do like proving things, if I do your key, so Jack's key, and I do my key, well, my key is already LL get owner, so it doesn't really matter, and I do LL listen channel 0, and I change this to listen integer C, string N, key ID, string M, and I just do if channel equals C equals 0, LL instant message, so I am Jack by doing Jack's key, and then I'll say message received on chat plus M, and then I copy that, send it to here for me, LL get owner, message received on chat M, yeah. That's all fine, I think. Oh yeah, Jack's key I've got to do. So right click profile, grab your key, place it into there, save. All successful. Now, whenever both of us, or one of us, sends a message in the chat, both of us will get a message. Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh no, there we go, it's just come through. Did you get the message, Jack?
Yeah, I got the message.
So there you go. So if I send a message, it comes through eventually. There we go. And now if you do it, Jack.
Oh, I thought it actually came through. I thought it starts off an IM chat, an IM box.
Oh, no, you can't have IM chats for objects.
Oh, never mind.
But now you'll notice that it takes a few seconds to send to me. And that is because LL Instant Message, to prevent lag, actually makes the script stop for a few seconds. In fact, it says here, this function causes the script to sleep for 2 seconds. So once it sends a message, it pauses the script for 2 seconds and then carries on to the next instruction. And we've got 2 instant messages here, so it takes a maximum of 4 seconds to send a message to both of us. So that's the only problem with LL Instant Message. It's a bit of a slow function. But, as you saw, it works. So there we go.
That's a very handy function to use, listening. Very handy indeed.
It is. So, yeah.
So, folks, that is all we have time for today. We are going to try and start doing these bit by bit. So not doing them like in full lengthy half-an-hour videos, or at least we'll try to anyway. I'm not quite sure how long this one is actually. I think that one's half an hour as well. Either way, we are going to try and attempt to shorten them a bit, just so it makes it more kind of easier for you to kind of pick up and learn, and therefore go ahead and practice yourselves. So until next time, I'm not quite sure what we'll look at next week, but obviously part of the basics, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fun. So until next time, see you soon, and bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye.
That is all we have for today, folks.
Join us again next week on another Sci-Fi Geeks video to find out what adventure we embark on next.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and comment on the video below. Remember to subscribe so you can keep up to date with our latest videos.
Till next time,
take care, stay safe, and remember,
let your geeky
geeky
side out.
out.
Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.